Oh, this is really all. Okay. Yeah. Really. Hello. Good morning. Thank you, Kevin, for the happy birthday. Thank you for the happy birthday wish. We're all gonna play a guessing game about how old I am. We don't gotta talk about it. I'm pretty sure I already told y'all though. I think in one of those posts it was already planned to go out. So, as we age and grow in life, we should not be ashamed of getting older because it means we're living more and longer and have. You think you know? Well, that's good. Okay. Um, I probably didn't do a good job at hiding it because I'm pretty sure I said it on one of these posts. But there's no life without age, so you might as well embrace it and own it and enjoy it and be grateful for it. So, oh, we is basically twins. I'm 37 today, so same difference, tomato potato. So, but you're looking good. You're looking good. I feel like you don't look 30 under 35 for like 6 years in a row now. So, whatever you're doing, DM me that secret because it's working. It's working for you. Okay. Them island jeans. Okay. I mean, much respect to everyone, but you know, thanks, Dad. Okay, so I'm excited because today is two important occasions. Today is one, my birthday. So thanks for being here for my birthday. And two, also today is as a part of my birthday, I wanted to launch a brand new what I hope is a helpful resource to one, my current clients, and two, clients who want to work with me but can't because they're not in the state of Texas. So today is the launch of my very first self-care digital planner. Yay! So if you hear music playing in the background, that's my little birthday celebration. Hopefully it's not too loud and talking over me. That's 90s R&B, so it doesn't get old. Um, so that's what I'm here to talk about today, and you'll probably hear me talking about it more as the weeks go by and everything. So I just wanted to hop on and celebrate today, celebrate the launch of the self-care digital planner today on my birthday. So before I get started, any birthday plans? Well, since my birthday has a nerve to come in the middle of a week on a school night, we no my family and I went to dinner last night, and that's probably about it. Because yeah, I have working clients the rest of the week, so last night we had dinner, so that was really nice. Um, I have a very different baby because she did not want any birthday cake at all. She just wanted to eat the bowl of fruit at the table. So fine by me, more cake for me. So, but yeah, I had a good time. Um, so before, yes, very much so, adulting. Uh, so, introduce myself. I'm Keisha, licensed professional counselor who can't speak English all the time, and founder of the Optimistic Counseling Practice. Black women struggling with imposter syndrome and self-doubt rely on my therapy sessions to overcome the fear of going after the career, relationships, and life that they crave. So, what are we talking about in today's live? As you can see from the title, ta-da! Today is the launch of the Self-Care Digital Planner. And you may be asking yourself, why do I need a digital planner? Glad you asked. For some of my clients, they have a very all or nothing type of thinking, meaning if they miss one step of their goal, then they throw the whole goal away. So two of my favorite prompts in the digital planner are called the monthly goal tracker, and the other one is the end of the month goal completion. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. So, okay. Yeah, I just want to turn it down. Sorry. Yeah, two of my favorite prompts are the monthly goal tracker and the end of the month goal completion prompts. That way, whatever you don't finish this month, it's cool. You don't have to put so much pressure on yourself and beat yourself up for not completing the goal and throwing the whole thing away. You just roll it over to the next month. And the end of the month completion prompt, it's like it's there, so it's like now you don't lose your momentum or motivation just because of one little bump in the road. So that is my two favorite features in the whole digital planner. Um, how does this planner help me on a daily basis? Another great question. You're asking very good questions today. First thing is it holds you accountable. So I think one of the reasons that people have issues building their self-trust and the trust they have in themselves and the confidence that they have in themselves, and even owning your own self-worth. I think the struggle in that sometimes comes from not keeping your promises to yourself. So if you can if you have a resource, for example, this self-care digital planner, where you it makes it easier for you to keep your word to yourself. That in turn makes it easier for you to feel, um what's the word, assertive. That's the word. It makes it easier for you to feel assertive, makes it easier for you to, that rolls over into confidence, that rolls over into self-worth, that rolls over into trusting yourself. Because I think some of that doubt comes from like being able to trust yourself. Sometimes we think it's about other people, but a lot of times it's about you really trusting your own word, and if you're really going to execute your thoughts, and if you're going to allow fear to stop you from executing or taking action on your dreams and your goals, which you set in place. So that's another reason that I like it a lot. And what being the way the planner helps you hold yourself accountable is, another side of that, or maybe in addition to that, like having all or nothing thinking, or just throwing the whole, like Xing out the whole goal altogether just because we missed one step. Another thing we do, or people do sometimes, is change the goal to match your actions versus changing your actions to match the goal. So this way, you can stay consistent, and you don't have to keep moving the goal post or the finish line. Well, I was supposed to do this twice this week, but I only did it once, so I'm not doing it at all. I guess that's it. No, like you can, and then that helps you keep your promises to yourself, because you are changing your actions to match the goal versus the other way around, because that's how it should be. But this way, having a end of month goal completion area where you can just keep track, like little bullet points, keep track of what you have accomplished and what you need to roll over to accomplish that next month. Like I said, you keep your momentum, you don't lose your momentum or your motivation to keep going, and you do it without having all this pressure on yourself to do it perfectly the first time with no mistakes or no setbacks, because that's really not the point of goals. It's not really to do things perfectly, it's just to do things um, like relentlessly. What else does it do? Um, so we're still early in the year, but the next phase after this is the holidays, and then after this it's vision board season. I might need to trademark that. Excuse me. Vision board season and New Year's resolution time, right at the top of the year. But you know how it is. I think sometimes people think that, oh, you must just be lazy if you have already given up on your New Year's resolution and it's March. I don't think that's always true. I think a lot of times it has to do with your mindset of perfectionism. Like, if I'm not doing this perfectly, if I need to gather all the facts before I make the first move and make sure everything is perfectly prepared, then that perfectionism can make you feel like you're not good enough to reach your goals either. So that can also get in your way. The results are the same, like you still kind of give up or stop yourself in your tracks, but that can happen. That can happen too. um, Church is silent. You know. Um, so what I like about it is that you can break down your yearly goals into monthly goals, and then monthly goals into weekly goals. Another one of my favorite prompts in the planner is, what serves me best this month? Isn't that nice? Because do you always really think about that? Is that always at like the top of top of mind? What served me best this month? And now you're in a position to keep doing that. Once you figure that out, what served me best this month? Taking a break before I responded to someone, taking a breather, just taking a time out before I responded to someone so that I wouldn't say or do anything I couldn't take back. Look at that. And just imagine how, in what other situations that can continue to serve you, not just this month. So that's an ongoing benefit. If, that's just an example, but that could be an ongoing benefit for you to just take the time out to pause and see what is serving you this month, this week, this today. And then another helpful thing is, how did I get closer to my goal? Do you see how that is more positive and motivating than, dang, I forgot to do one thing. I'm just not gonna, how did I get closer to my goal this week, today, this month, this year? Not what I didn't do, what took me further away. Sometimes just reframing the way you think of things can help you get closer to the goal you have in mind, especially when it comes to your mental health. It's I guess like a common trait that I see in my clients in therapy. It is very easy to be compassionate towards other people when they are going through a rough time or a difficult situation. But I don't know what it is, but people instantly forget to be that compassionate towards themselves when it's them in a situation. And there's like some excessively high standard of how much you're supposed to be able to take at any given moment and how you're supposed to deal with it. Apparently, you're supposed to deal with it in the most graceful way and not show a crack or a wrinkle or anything, but you don't say that to your friends. You're quick to tell them how well they're doing with what they've been given, and to keep going, and you encourage them to don't give up and to keep going and to build themselves up, and you try to build up their faith and build up their confidence, and you try to cheer for them in the stands. So that's why I like having this planner in your hand at all times, because it's an opportunity for you to remember to encourage yourself the way that you encourage everyone else. And it's an opportunity for you to think differently, like kind of lower the standard for yourself. And what I mean by that is, if it's okay for you to tell your friend, like, you're handling this the best that you can right now, it's okay for you. So that's you can give yourself permission to do the same thing. So you can like release the demand that you have on yourself. Like, I'm supposed to be handling this better. I should be able to take this more, or take more of this. So this is your opportunity to release that rule, to eliminate that, because this self-care, it's in the name. This self-care planner is about you giving yourself an opportunity to prioritize your own mental health and your emotional well-being, because you deserve that too. Because if you can't do that, it's going to be that much more harder for you to be there for other people that are struggling with their mental health at the time. And that doesn't require you to be strong all the time or perfect all the time. It requires you to learn how to prioritize giving yourself grace and giving yourself the support that you're giving everybody else. Amen. Amen. Bonus things that I like about it. It allows you to track your triggers. For example, now you have a dedicated place to write down or just take notice of the way you react to certain people, the way you react to certain situations, the way you react to certain relationships, or et cetera, et cetera. And that way, that gives you an opportunity to observe how you're responding and give yourself an opportunity to change that response if you want to. Or it can give you an opportunity to see which people or situations or relationships or opportunities are better for your mental health growth, or which ones may seem toxic to it and not really helpful to you in the vision that you have for your mental health overall. So that way, because it's hard to keep all of that in your mind all the time in the moment while you're experiencing the emotional reaction that you're having. So having a place to put all of that really just, again, is another way to take some of that like mental pressure off of yourself. Because I know, you know, as a woman, as a Black woman, you have a very high standard for yourself, and you know, there's not a whole lot of places in society that gives you a break or cuts you any slack. So you hold yourself to a very high standard too. But my hope for you is to remember that underneath all of that, you're still a human being who needs help, who needs support, who needs love, who needs appreciation, who needs acceptance, and deserves all those things too. Amen, amen. If I sound like I'm preaching. Also, I love that it's finally an opportunity. I can't tell you how many times in the middle of therapy, clients will stop. Hold on, I need to write down what you just said because I need to remember that next week. So I finally have a place to give people to write down what it is that we talk about. I have my notes, but now you can have yours. You know, there's specific things you want to remember. And sometimes, you know, everything is going really nice in therapy and you remember all of it now. But when we are done and you're back in that real life situation, it's like all that goes out the door. But now you can just look back on it, make few little bullet points, and you can have it right there no matter where you are because it's digital. So you can have it with you all the time. So you can track your mental health progress outside of therapy and in therapy too. One of my clients used to call them, like when I would say things or you get a key point during therapy or some kind of aha moment, I had a client who would call them Keisha-isms. So you can write down your Keisha-isms in the middle of therapy and you can look at them later too. So, and I don't know if you're aware of this or many therapists say this, but therapy is, excuse me, it's great, it's wonderful, it's needed. Excuse me, but and that is the initial place where change happens. But the biggest place where change happens to me, and even more important than in therapy, is how you use what you learn in therapy in your everyday life outside of therapy. Because it works in therapy, yes, but if that's the only place you use it, or if that's the only place you apply the coping skills that you learn in therapy, then your progress is going to be like so much slower outside of therapy. So using the coping skills that you learn in and out of therapy is how you get the most out of therapy when you're going. It also helps you stay organized. So right now, I'm pretty sure, like, raise your hand, your note app probably got everything from a grocery list to vacation outfit ideas. Okay? And that's not even counting all the planners you got laying around the house everywhere in different rooms for different things. I had clients that have like almost a journal per day, like every day, or different topics, different journals. So that goes into like why I created this planner. So I created it as a resource to be a space intentionally made for your thoughts, your emotions, your goals. I lost my train of thought. Your thoughts, your emotions, your goals, and your feelings. One simple place to get it all out. And that's dedicated primarily to your mental health and your emotions and your mental health goals for yourself. So your self-care isn't getting lost in the grocery app list too, you know, so that you have a dedicated space for your mental health, you know, and your emotional well-being. So that's one good thing about it. And then also, I wanted to create a resource for people who can't do therapy with me in Texas, but as a way to still be able to help them in their mental health journey. So it's available to everyone. And the most important part of today, or exciting part of today, is that I put it